Hey everybody, I'm your host Kris, K-R-I-S. Welcome to episode 8, I think, of my podcast, video series. I hope you all having a good day. If you're new, hey, what's up? Nice to meet ya. If you ain't new, then welcome back. You guys, you have some spine on you. You got some battle scars hanging around here so much, you know? Pretty strong individuals. I won't mess with y'all. But no, thank you for coming back, and hope today's episode is all right with you. What has happened though? What has happened last week? Not a lot, dude. A couple of things, I guess. Today is Evo finals for Tekken 7. I'm pretty excited about that right now. Maybe next time you see me, I might be a little upset because of what may or may not get announced. Who knows? If they nerf Jin, oh damn. Oh, my main getting nerfed. Oh. Ooh, it's gonna happen. He's a little OP right now, I hear. It's gonna happen. Damn it. I play an OP character and I still lose. Anyway, yeah, you know, my week's been pretty good. I guess the highlight of my week has been finally making some progress in Final Fantasy 7. But I'll get to that in a second. I want to talk about a movie I watched. I watched for maybe literally close to 45 times in my life because of my sister. We watched 10 Things I Hate About You. It's a 1999 teen movie, which it's all good. It's a good movie. It's a good movie, but damn. Jesus. I've watched that about 45 times because my sister's the type of person who will pick a movie she likes and she will watch it daily until she hates every person in that movie. Then she'll take a 6-month break and watch it again. You know, so she's responsible for me being pretty knowledgeable on some teen movies growing up. I really like teen movies, by the way. I think maybe my favorite right now is Can't Hardly Wait, starring Jennifer Love Hewitt and Seth Green. But Jennifer Love Hewitt. If you like teen movies, I'd suggest it. But yeah, you know, sometimes you gotta watch movies over and over again with your family, with your friends, with whoever it may be in your life, and you just gotta get lucky and hope it's a good one. You know, another one I've seen way too many times is the Meet the Parents trilogy. God damn. Whew. My sister hates that movie too. God, we've seen that movie. I think I've seen Meet the Parents. Hold up. Meet the Parents easily over 30 times. Meet the Fockers 15 to 20. And Little Fockers 8 to 12. So I've seen those movies a lot. And they tend to wear thin on me. Though who am I to complain about what my friends and my family like to watch? I've seen Rush Hour 1 and 2 80 plus times each. It's just that Rush Hour 1 and 2 are amazing movies. You know, I'm just saying. 10 Things I Hate About You, though, is a great movie. I really do think it's great. Julie Stiles and Heath Ledger. If I had any issue with it, it's that Heath Ledger and Julie Stiles are dating in that film, but they have the same mouth. Like when they smile, it goes all the way back. You know, you can see why he was chosen for Joker. And They both have very similar mouths, and when I watch it, I'm like, it's kind of like incesty. Like they look like they could be clones. I'm like, ugh. Like that's a pretty peculiar mouth to have. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I tend to nitpick that stuff. You know, you ever look at someone and go, hey, you got that guy's eyes. You know, you got that guy's eyes. I tend to get hung up on little details like that. But that's probably that's a bit weird. I think it's a bit weird. But shit, I do like my teen movies. I don't care. You can label me as anything you want. Teen movies are good. Most of them. I'll rather watch a bad teen movie over a dreary Oscar-winning movie like what's that Matthew Broderick film? Is it Epic? Is that what it's called? Some Civil War stuff. Why? All right. You know, let's not get into it too much. I'm just saying, I do like my teen films. Other than that, yeah, I made some progress in Final Fantasy 7. I'm pretty happy about that. I'll tell you why I'm happy about that. If you aren't caught up on the Final Fantasy 7, what could I say, Chronicles, the saga that's going on with me in that game. I first got Final Fantasy 7 in 2007 for over €80 on eBay, $80-ish on eBay, and loved it. But I got really far in the game, and then I got stuck. I got stuck in an area where it loops for a while. You know, PlayStation 1 games and before that, the SNES, they'd have JRPGs that would have repeating backgrounds, and sometimes you just get lost because of it. Well, this happened in Final Fantasy 7. Let me break it down so you can understand a bit better. At one point in the game, I had to go to a place called the Golden Saucer. If you're not too knowledgeable on that or what that looks like, it's basically picture Disneyland. So at some point in the game, I had to go to Disneyland. However, Disneyland is surrounded by a big ass desert with the same screen looping over and over again when you enter it. Now, earlier in the game, you're actually there. So I've left. Now, 12 years ago when I was playing this, I had to go back to it. However, on the way back, I got lost for so long that I went from the mid-40s and maybe the early 50s in level all the way up to level 77, I believe. That is hours and hours and actually several days of me playing the game and being lost. And that's very important to know. Several days. I eventually dropped the game because I got a PlayStation 3. I was angry at Final Fantasy. I got the PlayStation 3 for my birthday. I got Resistance Fallen Man. And I got Motor Storm. Anybody remember that game? Dude, that game sucked. I don't even know how the gameplay was. Everything leading up to the gameplay sucked because it took like 7 seconds for a car to spawn in the selection screen. It was a nightmare. So I dropped Final Fantasy 7 to play that game. Now since then, I rebought Final Fantasy 7 for $9.99 on the PlayStation Store in 2009. But even though I played it one or two more times after the initial buy, I never got that far again. I never got back to the desert trying to return to Disneyland again. Until this week. My 5th, maybe, attempt at playing the game. Usually I got burned out one way or another, and this time I've been determined to beat it. Have I never beaten it before? This time I finally started to make progress, and I'll tell you how it went down. I had to go back to Disneyland. I'm finally back to where I left off 12 years ago. Back to Disneyland. Okay, things are going great. Let me get to this desert. Got in my red car, went to the desert. Oh, there's the looping screen. Doesn't matter. Now I'm older. Now I'm wiser. Now I got all this, you know? It's going to go great. I got lost. I got lost for about 3 hours. Maybe 2. An hour and a half to 2 hours. Lost in this desert. Constantly running into a giant worm that wants to eat me, and leveling up and doing all this unintentional farming, and I ended up with $100,000, which was pretty cool, but no progress. So I said to myself, damn it, I should have done what I did 12 years ago and just YouTubed it. Of course, 12 years ago when it came to watching YouTube videos, I had dial-up, and I had to pause a video on YouTube for several minutes while the red bar filled to the top before I pressed the play button. So maybe back then I was a little more hesitant. But I gave in after 2 hours of being lost. I wanted to, you don't want your hand held. You don't want to be watching, you don't want to be playing the game with a guide next to you the entire game, because you want to be a man about it. You want to be like, or a woman about it. So that happened. I finally gave in and I Googled it. How do I make my way through this desert to get to progress? Do I have to go left 6 times and up and right? Something like that. Same screen. You just got to find your way about it. Nope. See, here's the thing. The first time you go to the Golden Saucer, you go to the Golden Saucer to Disneyland a different route. You go on an air cart. You know, one of those elevators that you sit on and it brings you up the mountain. You know, a big cold mountain. You get to sit on one of those. 12 years ago, I forgot that's how you got to the Golden Saucer. The desert was there to keep prisoners that are trapped underneath Disneyland, like real life, from escaping. So it's supposed to loop. Well, this week I forgot about that. So, just like 12 years ago, I was an idiot. Even though this time I was paying attention, I didn't remember that you had to go on the elevator to get to the Golden Saucer to Disneyland. So, after 2 hours and 12 years, turns out I wasn't in a maze. Turns out I wasn't trapped in a jungle, a sand jungle. Turns out I wasn't, in fact, trying to make my way through a puzzle. Because that would be ridiculous, right? No need for that. Hell no. 2 hours, 12 years, finally. Oh, right. And the elevator, it's 5 feet behind you, man. 5 feet behind the desert you get lost in. You just go into the town, you go to the left, and that's it. So I get up. And for the first time in 12 years, progress in Final Fantasy VII. But wait, what happens next? What happens next? There is this event going on, right? This event is going on, and I have free reign on everything. Everything is free. I don't need to buy tickets. So I go, nice. I'm gonna go over to this little another air cart, and I'm gonna sit in it and see what happens because I don't have to pay. So I sit in it and I'm looking around, and it shows all these beautiful CGI cutscenes of what this place looks like, what Disneyland looks like. These full motion videos, FMVs, gorgeous. I'm looking at it. Oh, there's the Chocobo racing. Oh, there's the haunted house. This is amazing. This is glorious beauty. The art direction, the music, everything is so good. And that was fantastic. Then I leave it. I walk away. I continue the story. A wrestler comes up to me. His name's Dio. And he's like, hey man, I hear you want this key item. I'll give you it if you can kick all these monsters' asses. I go, no problem. Let's do it. He brings me to the arena. I'm fighting a monster. Wait, hold up. I'm fighting a monster. Not we're fighting a monster. I'm on my own. It's just Cloud. Just me on my lonesome. And I have to go through an army of monsters. That is so cruel. I haven't saved the game yet. This is mean. What if I die? Will it be game over or will it just count the loss? Who knows? Gets worse. You beat the first monster. A roulette wheel starts playing. I'm like, oh crap, what's this going to do? Tick, 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 tick. Lose 5 levels. What? I lost 5 levels? I'm 5 levels weaker? Round 2. Harder enemies. Ah, crap. Killed them. Barely killed them. Lose items. And that continued. It continued for like 8 rounds. And there was this one point where before I lost my items, I kept getting fucking frozen. I kept getting stopped. Where you're like, and the enemies keep hitting you and taking all your health. And there was literally 15 minutes of me using the 3 seconds. Like you had to rush because it's fucking poison you and freeze you again. using the 3 seconds I had to scroll as fast as I can through my items to throw an X potion, which gives me full health back, just to get frozen again in the event that when I get unfrozen, I'll get to attack before they freeze me one more time. 15 minutes of that. And then they took away my items. Then they took away my magic. And at the end of it, all I had left was my stick, my sword. And I won. And it was amazing. It was so good. And then the story progressed. And it was so good. And it was like emotional. You were like, damn, I'm getting some really good stuff out of this. And I was happy. And then Tifa, big booby Tifa, she was like, Cloud, let's spend some time together tonight alone. And I was like, yes, let's. You know, and we went off on our lonesome. And it was great until we went to that fucking air cart. And it was a forced mandatory cutscene where we sat in that same damn cart I sat in a half hour earlier. And for the next 7 minutes, I had to rewatch all the FMVs that I watched an hour or half hour ago. Which ruined the story progression for me, because Tifa's all like, oh, Cloud, you know, we haven't seen each other in so long. And I'm like, dude, I've seen these cutscenes. Can we please leave? And I'm just pissed off. But we made progress with the story. It turns out the desert wasn't a maze that I needed to figure out. I just need to go up an elevator. So, let's make some more progress. I go to this old temple. Now, I am someone, because I haven't ever beaten this game, like you all know, I am someone who's trying to get the most out of this game. I'm talking to everyone multiple times. I'm doing everything. I'm micromanaging. To me, I have a plan. I'm like, I'm not going into any unknown area without all my limit breaks maxed out. So in the event something attacks me, bang, bang, bang. You know, I can deal like 15,000 attack damage instantly. Normally that's not an issue, because to get up the limit break, to get that maxed out, you have to take damage. And every time you take damage, it goes up a little bit. Today, or that day, suddenly it's a bit different. Suddenly it's a little bit different, because now, due to getting stuck in the desert for 3 hours, I was leveled up quite a bit, to the point where the enemies that I usually let hit me to get my limit break, they weren't hitting me hard enough, so I wasn't getting the bar up enough. And in this goddamn jungle leading to the temple I had to go to, enemies kept using a magic called Sadness, which froze my limit break. So no matter how much I tried, it would not go up. And I ran through so many items trying to fix it. The only enemies left in the game at this point that can get me my limit break in minutes are able to take it away from me. So I got in my freaking ship, which is a plane, and I flew off in my water, and I went somewhere I was at before, and I spent an hour getting hit by nobodies trying to get my limit up. And then I did it. All 3 limit breaks all the way up. Beautiful. I get in an extra fight on the way there accidentally. I'm pressing X without knowing it. Tifa uses her limit break. It's gone. I pressed X too many times too fast. A half hour later, I got all the limit breaks back. Nice. All that chaos because I got lost in a desert, in a maze that wasn't really a maze, that didn't need to be a maze, that was never needed to be there, because why would there be a maze in a JRPG? It makes no sense for Final Fantasy VII. I'm an idiot for ever thinking that. I go to the temple. I guess Sadness again. Don't worry, it doesn't delete your limb break. I just need to cure it. It's all good. I saved the game. It's all good. Make it into the temple. Yeah. Make it into the temple at last. All right. There is a platform, a path, if you will, a straight line going straight across. On this straight line, there are several, I believe maybe 4 boulders come rolling down. They're shaped in the shape of the letter C. So they're hollowed out here and they're round along here. Hollowed out, round. Your goal is to run along and not get crushed. So you're running along and you have to wait till the boulder lands like this so it misses you and then keeps going several times. If you get hit by the boulder, I don't think you take health, but you get sent back to the beginning. 15 minutes. 15 minutes trying to get 15 feet to the right. Hit by boulder after boulder. Only to make it at the end for Eris or Erit to turn around and say, hey, let's walk back 5 feet where the boulders are no longer around for no reason and have a cutscene in an area we were just at and then continue, which was narratively a little weird. 15 minutes, but it's okay. Now I'm pissed. Next room. Actual maze. Actual maze. It's not the biggest maze. In fact, it's like maybe 4 doors. A couple of vines you have to walk up. You know where you have to go. You're following somebody. You've seen where he went. What's an issue is there's several boxes around the place for you to look in. Oh, there's a box down there. Let me go open that chest and get an item. Now, getting there is one issue because you have to figure out how to get there. The real issue is the fact that I kept running into enemies. This is a JRPG with random enemy spawns. There is nothing more annoying than walking somewhere just trying to buy a Lucozade or a Mars bar and having some gang of thugs jump you. Only these were a gang of thugs that wanted to turn me into a frog every chance they got. So I'm in this maze getting turned into a frog every 15 seconds. Picking up chests which were all worthless. An actual maze after being lost in a desert for 12 years. Moses. I ran into a real freaking maze. Next area. Progress. We finally made it. I was there for 25 minutes trying to walk another 20 feet. Just because I was trying to pick up chests and find my way out. It's one of those old games, you know, where fixed camera angle perspective, there's a stairs all the way in the background. You walk all the way over, getting caught by monsters all the way over. You walk all the way over, you try to walk up the stairs, but there's not really a background to it, so you're just hitting it, right? And every step counts as a step, so you're trying to get your way around this clunky crap, but a monster pops up because you've took too many steps or something, the percentage goes up. Oh. You finally got out. I finally got out. What happens? There's a giant clock on the ground in front of me. And I have to use this giant clock to work out where I have to go next. Move the big hand, move the small hand. The minute and the second hand, the number second, are like the same size. Who knows what that's about. That took about 5 minutes. Locked doors galore. Finally got out. Second maze. Only this is a different maze. Suddenly, the guy that you were able to talk to that allowed you to rest and heal up is now running around and we have to catch him for some reason. There's like 6 black doors, like tunnels. 6 tunnels. 3 on top, or maybe it's 4. 4 on top, 4 on bottom, making 8. You have to chase this guy through them. He runs through here at the top right. He exits the bottom second left. Only it's weird in that you run through the top right. You'll come back in the second bottom left, but you go back in the second bottom left. You don't come out the top right. You come in the bottom right or something like that. And you're sitting there, you're like, what the fuck, dude? Remember when I was just walking around killing enemies? That was great. I finally got him. Finally kicked his ass. Or got a high five or whatever it was. Then we got a big lengthy cutscene and a boss fight. I'm on my way out the door because the place is going to shrink or something. And this big ass monster comes out of the wall and he's like, I'm going to kill you now. And I mauled him. I was like, finally. 3 to 4 hours. Then we got the 2 to 3 hours been lost on the desert. My bad. 12 hours, 12 years, whatever. Lost in the desert overall. Finally made progress. Watched some beautiful FMVs. Watched some beautiful FMVs again. Got into a solo fight. Spent an hour trying to get my limit break. All this stress, all this grinding, all this horror. Pressure. A little bit of boredom. Finally, there's a boss fight. Yes. Yes. I unleashed on this dude so hard that every hit took like 2,000. I was like meteor attacks with my sword. Freaking Tifa running over there, suplexing a bitch. Dead. He didn't even get a hit in. Dead. And he was a big ass scary boss. I'm sure if I didn't have my limit break, that guy was probably hardcore. He probably would have kicked my ass. But he didn't stand a chance. You know how I know he's hardcore? I knew he was going to be hardcore. I knew he was hardcore because even though there was nothing really happening in those mazes, I kept getting asked, are you sure you want to save? Because there's no going back. And I'm like, oh, something's going to happen. I'm at risk of having to reload an older save. So I better make sure this save is on a different one to the one I was saving earlier. Some big bad boss is going to show up and I'm going to be miserable. Hell no. After 12 years, plus 3 hours, after an hour of watching the FMVs twice, after an hour of grinding even more to get my limit break back because I leveled up too much being lost in the desert, I finally did it. I finally got to explode all over the face of an ugly monster who looked like he was ready for business, and I mauled him. And then Cloud had a panic attack and gave Sephiroth black materia, and now I'm like, where do we go? We go to a forest that looks like a maze, and I know it's a maze because I went there 12 years ago before I progressed anywhere else, and I got lost there too. And that is my Final Fantasy diary entry for today. That's all I wanted to talk about with Final Fantasy. I'm going to the bathroom, and then I'm going to talk about Xbox. Oh, Final Fantasy, man. I love this game. The Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 have been out for a while now. This week, the PlayStation 4 announced it had reached, the PlayStation 4 itself announced, it had reached 100 million units either shipped or sold. If it is shipped, it's probably at like 95 or 90. It'll get to there, no problem. Whereas the Xbox, I think the last report was back in January or February, and it was at like 40 million, which isn't that bad if you're too busy comparing it to the PlayStation. But it is at risk of, in its lifetime, being passed by the Nintendo Switch, which isn't too crazy considering how wild that console's going. But my question is a question that I've asked you guys a million times in the past. What would it take for you to buy the next Xbox? What is it that you desire from Xbox that would have you going, hell yes? Because nobody hates the Xbox. Nobody is against the Xbox. It's all down to what the Xbox has to play on it. And I hear every year Phil Spencer either lie through his teeth or keeping secrets really tight. Oh yeah, we have big plans. We have big plans. Just you wait. Well, dude, you've had that same sentence leave your mouth for at least 3 years now, and it is not believable at all. This year's E3, does anybody remember anything Xbox did? Is anybody impressed with how that went down? You gotta really think about it, right? Last year, you're like, ooh, all these games, can't wait for Remake 2, that's gonna be awesome. This year, you're a little on the other side of that. You're like, damn, this really is winding down the end of the generation. So much so, Sony didn't even show up. But Sony have put in such good faith with the games they have had and the games they have supported and the games that are coming out like Death Stranding in the coming months that I am definitely on board with the PS5. And Nintendo with the Nintendo Switch have done great numbers and they're still supporting it. There's a Pokemon game coming out. Where is the Xbox games? You know, the thing is, at the end of the day, Gears of War, it's a little long in the tooth. Halo doesn't have the power it used to have. Now, there's one thing Nintendo do that they are able to kick ass at, and that is have mascots that last generations. There have been people born the day Mario was first released, and they're playing the new Mario games today. That is how good they are. In fact, go even beyond that. What else is there? Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic the Hedgehog, when was the last time Sega released a console? 1999 with the Dreamcast? Yet there's a Sonic the Hedgehog movie in the works. You can talk about the quality of the movie all you want. The fact is, there's a Sonic the Hedgehog movie coming out for Sega when they haven't even made a console in what, 30 years? When was 1999? A whole century ago? A fucking millennium ago? Last millennium? It was grandparents were around in 1999. You know, fucking bicentennials and blimps. You know, it's like World War II probably happened in 1999. That's like so long ago. The Earth was still molten from the freaking moon hitting it and exploding and all that. Like, dude. They're getting a Sonic movie. Where's the Halo movie? Where's the Gears of War movie? They seem like to be good concepts, but no one even cares about the games anymore. You gotta freshen it up. Here's how I think the next Xbox reveal should go. Here's how it goes, right? We'll say it's at E3. We'll say the specs already came out. I think they already did. Next Xbox reveal. Here's what the box looks like. And here's the first game that is going to be a powerhouse. Not the little things. Here's the first AAA in-house made exclusive. Brand new character. Brand new universe. Brand new concept. Brand new badassery. Just some dude coming out and being all like, hey, I'm a badass. And everyone's going to go, oh, I need to buy that. Because that will sell. You need fresh blood. Think of it as a soft reboot. Think of it as a brand new start. Xbox got his ass kicked this generation. Barely survived the last generation. Because when was the last time they released anything? 2010? They were relying on third party after that. They were just all third party. They're all third party now. I feel like the trust is gone. The trust is gone because if I buy an Xbox, I'm worried after 2 years, they're not going to bring up any more exclusives that aren't number 5 at the end of the title. We need something new. We need something fresh and exciting. I feel like they could go beyond. They have the money. They have the power. They have the manpower. They just need the games. They just need a game. It's all there and willing to go. And it's exciting. It's really exciting. I'm dying for next gen at this point because I want to see what new stuff they can do with it. And I want to get to that point. I bought a freaking Nintendo Wii for Resident Evil Remake. I bought a Nintendo Switch because it's awesome. I bought a freaking PlayStation Portable. I bought a phone. Man. Don't think I won't buy an Xbox if you give me something that I want to play on it. You gotta get it down. You need that new mascot. You need that new fresh start. Fresh coat of paint. See this wall? Brand new type of green. All together. Xbox green. They invented a color just for that. We need that. That is what is needed. Otherwise, you're just going to be back to selling 40 million when the PlayStation 5 is at 80 and Nintendo Switch 2 is at 89. And we're all like, hey, remember when America tried to play games and try to make games? And we're all like, no, I don't remember that. You know? And yeah, you need Japanese games. You need all that stuff. You need the AA games. That was what made the PS2 king. That is what continues to keep the PlayStation 2 king. You're sitting down and you're like, oh yeah, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, AAA goodness. Then you turn around and you play some Time Splitters. And you're like, oh damn, a little lower budget, a little smaller, doesn't exist anymore. But damn, you'd play that game. It's so cool. You need that. You don't need to put everything into Halo, even though nobody play Halo. Hell, the games are going over to PC. I'm pretty excited for that. As long as I can use a controller and not get mauled. Because I can't shoot with a mouse, man. Yeah, you ever see me? I think Xbox just needs to work at it. And I hope they do it. Because at the end of the day, man, they got everything and they ain't using any of it. They ain't using a damn thing. Target the hardcore. PlayStation targets the hardcore, right? They're on about subscriptions mattering. They're on about how sales don't matter. They're on about how pandering to the ones that are already there is what's getting them billions of dollars a year. Well, the fact is, you already know if you're at 40 million and you got 80 million, that's double the chance of you getting more hardcore that are going to get them gold subscriptions and everything else and give you all that more money. And to do that, you got to take a note out of the book that Sony reads and Nintendo reads. Excuse me. Damn. It's just a little concerning to me because competition is so important. PlayStation's since the PlayStation 4 came out, how many times has the PlayStation Plus price gone up? 2? 3? Do you think that would have happened if the Xbox was catching up, if they were at 80 million right now? No, not a chance. Hell no. Shit. Remember when PlayStation was behind the Xbox? Remember how good PlayStation Plus used to be? Remember when playing online used to be free? Remember that? Because they were losing. Competition is needed. Competition is good. And that leads me into some little thing I want to talk about that everyone else is talking about. Microsoft's streaming service Mixer. They own that. They bought Ninja, the biggest streamer on Twitch. The PewDiePie of Twitch. Jumped ship to go to Mixer. Boom, mascot. Boom, new face. Boom, now it's on the map. It parallels. It's the same thing. I never heard of Mixer. I'm a streamer. It's what I do. I knew about YouTube streaming. I knew about Twitch streaming. I knew about, what's the other one? Hitbox streaming. I didn't know about Mixer. I've never heard of Mixer. What the hell is a Mixer? I don't know what that is. Who cares what that is? Now everybody knows what it is. Now everybody's like, hell yeah. Mixer. Competition. You know what that's going to do to Twitch? If that starts kicking off, that's going to start making things a little easier for the users. Tighten some rules that are a little too loose. Allowing people to have a few more options. Giving the little guy some help maybe. Hey, if Mixer's like, hey man, here's our requirements for partnership. And I look at that and I look at Twitches and I'm like, I could match that a lot easier. You know? I'm not saying I'll jump ship. I'm not saying, would you guys follow me? Would my long-term Twitch followers follow me if I did? Maybe not. I don't want to make another account on another website, Kris. No thanks. That'd be understandable. But at the same time, it could happen. You don't know where it's going to go, right? There's a reason I'm on Twitch and I'm not streaming on YouTube. You know what I mean? Twitch had better options. Twitch had better focus on what I needed it for. So I went to Twitch, even though I already have an existing audience with YouTube. I chose to start fresh and hope some people will come over, and y'all did, and that was awesome. So Xbox, I'm looking at you, man, and I'm like, Microsoft's doing this. Why can't this part of Microsoft be like, hey, Master Chief is cool, but we don't want Master Chief 10. I mean, I went on a rant about Final Fantasy 7, right? Final Fantasy 7, one of the biggest games of all time. One of the most popular. Cloud, one of the most popular. He's been in a million different games. But there's no Final Fantasy 7 2. There's no sequel to Final Fantasy 7 called that where you're playing as Cloud running around, right? They moved on. They made Final Fantasy 8. They made 9. They made 10. Now you might have your favorites. 7 might be your favorite. You might not like 8. You might be like, 8. I love 8. I got into Final Fantasy because of 8. Then I went back and I got 10 and I got 7 and I got all those games. Now Final Fantasy is awesome. I'm not going to jump into Halo 3 and go, I want to start playing Halo. I'm not going to jump into Halo 7, Halo 8. You need fresh blood. You can have the Halo universe with someone else. You can have a different narrative. You can have the same type of gameplay with a completely different universe. From Software do that. It's awesome. That's what I'm saying. Fresh blood. I think that's very important. Now, for me, they need some Japanese games. They need some badass story games. They need some fun games. Like I said, if they got Resident Evil, I'll be buying an Xbox day one. What I want to know is, what would you need to buy? What would they need to do to convince you? What would they need to do to get you, to win you, to have you in their pocket? What would they need to get you? I think this is a discussion that's going to come up again and again. This is not going to be the last time I talk about this. When the Xbox is revealed, we'll definitely talk more about it then. And I think that we are going to go into a generation where things are going to be more exciting and a little bit more risky. I think risk is what needs to happen next. You have the same old formula. It's done okay for you this generation. Why not shoot for the moon and go for great? Damn. Pokemon on the Switch. Dude. Sony have new IPs all the time. Sony could have had, if Naughty Dog continued to make Crash Bandicoot, I think Crash Bandicoot could exist today. As popular as it was on the PS1. In fact, I think it could be more popular than Mario, or just as popular as Mario, if they kept up and they had better ideas. I think Crash 3 wasn't as good as 1 and 2, but I think, get some life into it, do something a little different. Crash Team Racing was fantastic. They could have had a Crash Team Racing 2. I would have bought it. Hell yeah, I would have bought it. But instead, it went off to Activision or something, and that was gone. We got hyped for remakes of 20-year-old games. So, I think if you look at Sony, and they had a long history of making new IPs, saying we're done with them. The Uncharted games are, from what I've seen and heard, they may not make an Uncharted 5. Ratchet and Clank, Jack and Dexter, going back to Crash, Spyro, all these games that Sony was known for. The Last of Us is only getting Last of Us 2 now. Last of Us 1 came out in 2013. Been so long. But Xbox is like, here's Halo 6. Here's another Gears of War. We played this. We know this. We want something cool. Next Xbox, go for risk. Bring out something that shocks. Go for something that's phenomenal. And as long as there's quality there, people will be interested. Yeah, there is some games that they brought out, like that Sundance game. What was it called? I can't remember. Sunset Rising or something. That was like a good attempt. Not many Xbox gamers were into it, but you just got to kind of mix it up a little bit. Risky, but maybe have like Doom with some flowery poetry, whatever it is other people might be interested in. You know, I mean, look at Kingdom Hearts, Disney and Final Fantasy all in one, and look how big that became. Now that's a risk. That's a risk you wouldn't even see today. You know, Kingdom Hearts 3 came out, but that's already now at this point an existing franchise. How hard would it be to get Okami and Beautiful Joe and all these games around these days? You know, it's like, damn. But when you got AAA money, Microsoft, you can do it. Win me over. Make me your mayor. You know? M-A-R-E. Like, damn. You know, there's other aspects to gaming that's important too. There's other things that they will probably do next generation. There's talks of, you know, every time you start a new console cycle, you have to win back the audience. So there's talks of the companies kind of making consoles like PCs from here on out, where you kind of upgrade them yourself maybe, because PlayStation's at 100 million, but they got to start from zero again with the PlayStation 5. Microsoft's at 50 million, let's say. They got to start again from zero. They got to win you back every time. So, in that, no, you got to win back the ones that bought the last Xbox, but you also are starting off fresh. Every single new console really is a soft reboot. So go for it. Be wild. Be adventurous. I'd respect that so much. You know, dude, if they wanted to, because they're Microsoft, they really could just like blow the roof off the house. I hear that the shareholders or the executives or something, they actually look down on the Xbox division quite a bit, which to me, I guess it makes sense with how little support Phil Spencer seems to be getting from his higher ups. Sometimes it feels like he's out there on his own, you know, you gotta feel for him. He's doing everything himself. But you know, they have a gold mine, and I feel like it's not being utilized. It's just not being utilized. But you know, it is what it is, it be what it be. I'm gonna make a promise to all of you. My hardcore viewers themselves that know me. I run my mouth on Xbox a lot, mainly because it's fun. But I'm making a promise to you. You can all keep my word on this, and if I don't, well, what are you gonna do about it? But I keep my word on this. I'll try. If the Xbox really does come out with a brand new look, brand new kind of more natural, they have this very false like advertisement paid actor vibe going on. Like Quantum Break was just gross. But like if they come out with like a natural feeling, beautiful game collection, I'm gonna buy an Xbox. If we look at it and I'm like, damn, they got like some badass Harvest Moon type games, and they got some Metal Gear type games or something like that, you know, okay, I'm gonna buy an Xbox. If in 3 years I'm still making videos and we look at this and we go, damn, they've really come a long way, you gotta call me on it. You gotta say, Kris, you gotta buy an Xbox now. You said it. Because it'd be great. Hell, I'm a streamer. It'd be great for streaming. All those exclusives, hell yeah. Well, you know, that's really my little rant for today. I wanted to talk more about the Twitch situation, but I don't think there's enough hype right now. One of the things that's going on now, this is where the competition's coming in, right? So Ninja jumps the mixer, and already there's bad blood being thrown around. Already there's some war tribes popping up. There's talk about the controversy over Mixer's clothing requirements. If you rate your stream as family friendly, you can't it's kind of sexist, but you can't be wearing a shirt that's like that, you know. If you're rated like PG-13 or something, you maybe around here. But if it's 18s, you can be all like, yes, body paint me, baby. You know, it's like it has a rating system. And apparently it's been like that for a while. But because of Ninja, there's like all these little Twitch streamers who are a little scared. Oh, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? That, because competition brings change. That they're like, oh, but look at the clothing requirements. You don't want to go over there. They'll make you dress like a nun. Oh, you don't want that. Don't you want to see me in my bikini playing Fortnite? Don't you want to see that? You know, they're trying to get in now. So the competition's there. It's lovely. Bring that Xbox. Bring that Microsoft. Bring that to Sony. Then they'll fucking lower the price on the PlayStation Plus, and I can play Dragon Ball Fighters online for the first time in the 2 years I've had it. You know? Like, bring it. Competition. It's very selfish, isn't it? You do better so I get more. But that's true. That's what it is. At the end of the day, as a consumer, you want to consume as much as possible. Other than that, you know, my week's been going good. Hope everyone's had a nice day. Talking about my channel for a bit, I will be starting Persona 3 on Twitch. So if you like Persona 3, follow the Twitch link below, and I'll be starting Persona 3 the very next stream I do, which you know, I'm not going to date it because, you know, this video could be online forever. But follow the Twitch stream. Other than that, I'm going to upload some other Twitch streams I did, because between this and the last goddamn podcast, I uploaded a grand total of 2 videos, because rendering, editing, and uploading take a whole day in of itself sometimes. Like, it takes maybe 3 hours. And, you know, when you're doing other things, like you're streaming for 7 hours, and then I'm going to what? Edit for 3 and render and stuff? Hell no. So because of that, the more I stream, the less time I have to edit. And the less time I have to edit, the less videos there are for YouTube. So I have to upload streams to YouTube to fill the gap. But, you know, just give you a little fill-in on what's happening. I got hardcore runs of Resident Evil Remake 2. I have Sekiro. I have Dark Souls. And maybe Spyro 3. I finished Spyro 3 story mode, but I never finished it 100%. I don't think I'm going to do that, because the game just stopped being fun at some point. But who knows? Who knows how it goes? That's all for me, I guess. That's all I'm going to talk about. Hope everyone's families are well. Hope everyone's healthy. What else? We all good? Hell yeah, we all good. Everything's fine. Much love to all of you. Enjoy your day, everybody. Thanks for watching. This episode may have been a bit of a rant, I guess, but what one isn't? Thanks for watching. I'll see y'all later. Enjoy your afternoon. I want to start uploading some random normal vlogs also. So if you see more of this, I'm sorry if it's not your cup of tea. But, you know, if you want to be, it is what it is. What you gonna do? See y'all later. Bye-bye. Hey, boy. Oh, my doggy.
Say hi to my dog. Hey, Spot. Hey, Spot. I'm looking at you. You little piece of shit. You think you're better than everybody, don't you?
All right. Okay. That doesn't work. How about this? Hey, Spot. You don't like whispers.